Hey art nerds! So in December, I shared a handmade gift guide. I searched Etsy for handmade gifts for artists. And while many of those things came in, and I delayed the video a couple of times to wait for everything to come in, some things took a little bit longer and came the same week as Christmas. So guess what we're doing today? We're going to go through some of the things that I ordered on Etsy from fellow small makers like myself, and we're going to check them out. Now, I am not 100% sure what is here because I'm actually still waiting on some hammocks for Basil that were ordered like in November and should have been here a while back, and they just got shipped. So what I'm saying is the mail is kind of funky, and not everybody labels their packages in a way that you can tell who it's coming from, like what business it's coming from, because they don't use their personal name with their business, and then you receive a personal name package and you're like, what is this? So basically what I am saying is there's also some things that I want to have their own video so that I can give them a chance to really check them out. So consider this also kind of a sneak peek at what I'm going to be working on in the near future. I also want to be clear that this is not a haul. It's not intended to be a haul. Things got kind of backed up during Christmas, and then I was sick for like a month. So really this is me just trying to get myself back on track. So we're going to start with Jlow Watercolor Studio. So this is an Etsy package. Oh, okay. We have a nice little handy tear here. This is one of the ones that was supposed to be for the gift guide and it just didn't come in time. And I'm not blaming the creators for that. Some of that is on me. And some of it is just on like the hecticness of that time of year. All right, so we have our invoice. I'm going to pull that off to the side because it probably contains personal information. This is the Botanical Watercolor Kit, Beginner Watercolor DIY Kit, Watercolor, Paint Kit for Adults, Paint Your Own Kit. And for some reason, as I mentioned in the other video, Etsy thinks I pay in euros, even though I'm in the US. So it was $19.85 in euros. I'm gonna have to, or in pounds, I'm gonna have to convert that for you guys later. I just don't feel like doing it. And this is the kit. She was sold out, or they were sold out of a lot of things. And we're gonna kind of go through this a little bit later and maybe even paint it together. But it is a small, charmingly packaged little watercolor kit with some botanical illustrations that you can paint. We're gonna look at what it comes with in a bit. This watercolor kit contains everything needed to create multiple paintings, along with some tips and suggestions to help you get started. The materials in this kit are 2 pre-printed painting templates, a watercolor palette with 3 colors and 3 mixing wells, painting tips and suggestions, fill-in color study chart, and a watercolor brush. The recommended additional materials are water and paper towels. And this kit promises to be beginner friendly and enjoyable for all skill levels. And I wanted to take a look at some kits because many of you guys have told me that you're new to watercolor and that you enjoy kits and that you would like some good ones that you can either do or that you can share with someone else that you love who's interested in getting into watercolor. All right, next down, this one I thought would definitely be in time for the haul. I keep wanting to call it a haul, and it wasn't a haul, it was a gift guide. And it just wasn't. In fact, it came pretty late, but it came all the way from India. This was ordered, oh my gosh, it's stuck at the bottom, from Blue Pine Arts, who I have seen, there we go, frequently on Instagram. They take out a lot of ads, so that's how I see a lot of their stuff. I think I've talked about Ruby Mountain Paint Company before. I've talked about many US handmade watercolor brands. I'll link some of those for you guys down in the description. You can see that considering how far this package had to travel and honestly how expensive this was, it took a lot of wear and tear in transit. So I will comment that I do think it could have been packaged more sturdily considering the price and the materials within. That said, inside is a lovely cotton bag, and then I am not sure if this was like created as a stiffener or if it is its own thing. So I'm gonna spend the time to cut it up and find out. Yes, there is something inside. And I'm all for recycling packaging. That really is not, I think that's a great thing in my opinion. I just think there should have been more, considering it came in like a thin plastic mailer. There should have been like more recycled packaging just to give it some more structure. But everything seems like it arrived okay. So that's really the most important thing. I mean, one of the lovely things about packages taking a while to get to me is that sometimes I have forgotten exactly what I ordered, so it becomes like a present to myself again. Okay, so inside, now I remember, are some beautifully tinted handmade watercolor papers, kind of in the same vein as like Shizen or Kaldi. I have seen green, I have some green watercolor paper. It might actually be pastel paper. But I haven't seen the other colors. And then inside the cotton bag. And this is one of their Christmas sets. So I kind of took advantage of that. Ooh, this is definitely going to be we're going to revisit this one in a bit. A scrap of watercolor paper, something in a little package, a heavy, something that smells like clove, these, and they are wrapped like candy, a darker sample, some printed information, a tea bag. Oh, that's why it smells like clove. There's a chai tea bag in there. A desiccator packet, which I think is a great idea. Do not throw this note. Oh, it's handmade paper. Okay. Okay, cool. We hope you create wonderful things with your new goodies. Happy painting. So there is so much here that I'm going to pull this one aside into another video so that we can give it all the due diligence, all the attention that it deserves. So this is really looking more like a sneak peek video. And that's fine. I was getting kind of depressed having these packages sitting around, waiting for me to open them, but knowing I wanted to save them for being on video and just being sick. So I am really glad that I can kind of share this with you guys. Next up is this cardboard box. And it was already very taped up when I got it. Very securely taped, I should say. Okay, can I open it as is? No, there's still so much tape. There, I kind of boxed myself into a corner. Get that. Get that. And then inside, okay, all right, I know this is going to be another one that gets pulled out. So one piece of advice that I would have to fellow small businesses, and I feel like I'm doing this, but I could always do better. I don't think you have to have like a bunch of branding on your packages, but like either sign your business name, like Blue Pine had signed their business name on the outside of the package, so I knew what was in there. Or if you have a stamp or some stickers that signify that it's your business, that would be tremendously helpful. Some people do it, some people don't. And it's a pretty easy thing. So this is definitely going to be something that we're going to take another look at. In fact, I kind of don't even want to get super into it here because it's going to be its own thing. And this is a compact enough package that I'll just slip this back in and set it aside so that we can get to it in a bit. But I'm excited about this one. All right, now we have something from Me and Mary shop. So see, just including the shop name makes it a lot easier. And for some of your customers, you know, they're not necessarily gonna like be on YouTube unboxing it. It's more like they may be giving it as a gift, so they may want to open it sooner. It may contain things that could spoil, so they don't want it just sitting around. And like, to be honest, I do not expect you guys to know my name. I hope you recognize Natto Soup, but I don't expect you to recognize just my name. So I try to include stickers when I am mailing things from my shop. Okay, this is very light. It's fairly well packaged with a book fold. As a comic artist who also uses book folds, I love to see it. And then inside is our invoice, a card. This is the watercolor DIY kit, berries, strawberry berries, so another how-to, since you guys were interested in that. The downside is this got kind of a little busted up in transit. I know, like, maybe just a little bit of washi to hold it closed would be helpful. So this contains 2 sheets of 5x7 watercolor paper, 4 paint colors, 1 carbon sheet for tracing, 1 palette, step-by-step instructions with traceable image, and the brush is not included. And this is another one that had a lot, like she was sold out of a lot of things. I actually had to wait for her to have things back in stock before I could order this. That book fold is in remarkably good condition. I may recycle that. So 2 watercolor kits for those of you who are interested in watercolor kits. And then finally, something from Pink Puddle Studio, which they have been in my cart for a long time. So it is very securely packaged. And they just used some like red wrapping paper. It makes it look, not wrapping paper, red tissue paper. It makes it look more identifiable, more festive. Like it also makes it look like there's a handmade product inside, which I like. Oh, I think they have custom packaging. So this was to protect that in transit. Oh yeah, very cute branded packaging. Follow your art, all of her socials, Pink Puddle Studio by Rachel, you will make magic. Let's open this up. Inside we have some basil excelsior paper. We have a little card here. We have some stickers and an introduction. And, oh, okay, there we go. There's the thing. Oh, very cutely packaged. A lot of care to make it special, to make it fun. And then inside is the Pink Puddle Studio Beginner's Watercolor Guide to Botanicals. I do not think I have the invoice with me, so I'm gonna have to look that up. I will admit, and this is an internet thing with me, this is smaller in size. I was expecting 8.5 by 11. They probably said this in the description. I was expecting heavier paper. It is a nice stock that really reflects the watercolors though, but I was expecting like a heavier cover. And I say this as a good thing, but I want to be careful how I say it. You guys need to remember, I come from zines and mini comics. I come from loving handmade books. So when I say this, I love it. This is not a problem. This is clearly a handmade product. This is done using like a spiral binding machine. I have one. My in-laws gave me theirs. So it's expensive, but accessible. If you reach a certain like point, you know, you can afford to buy one. They're like $300. You can probably get them used. My in-laws ran a newspaper business and would sometimes print cookbooks for like Jumble IFS, that kind of thing. So that's why they had one. And they gave it to me because I'm a comic artist and a zine maker. Anyway, I think it's cool. I hope you enjoyed this guide and that you learned something new on painting botanicals. Take time to practice and develop your own style. And then again, some socials. Just gonna flip through it very quickly. We're not actually gonna I'm not gonna spoil this for you guys. Now, the paper being so thin, it does make it hard to flip. And it kind of just covers some like popular basic florals with loads of big pictures. Gotta give them that, because in my Easily Influenced series, that's like the thing I complain about all the time, is loads of text, teeny tiny photos. You cannot see what people are doing, and this is actually much easier to follow. I don't really understand why there's a blank page there, because one thing about self-publishing is you could add something there. That is your choice. And considering it is a shorter book, you know, the blank page is kind of like, you know, kind of a question mark there. But it is very cute. And I think very inspiring to see like watercolor books that are handmade, not even necessarily going with like KDP, but like something that you were able to control every aspect of. Now keep in mind, this is not meant to be an all-inclusive video. I really just wanted to kind of work through the packages that I had so that I knew what had come in, and I wanted to be able to share that because especially with handmade and small businesses, packaging is a really big part of the product. It's a big part of the experience. It's a big part of how it comes to you. So I am going to dive into these more in depth individually. I think I'm just going to do all of them individually. Maybe the 2 kits I'll do as a one video if you guys are interested in it being a one video. But my goal with this is to spend more time showcasing and talking about other small makers, other artists who are making things and selling things. It really isn't to champion Etsy, but the artists themselves. And many of these artists do have personal websites. So just like me, if you order through their personal website, they're going to see more of that money. So I would recommend tracking them down and ordering through their website so that they can, you know, see more benefit from that. So I hope you guys are excited about what's coming up in the future. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. And I really want to focus more on small businesses and handmade businesses in 2025. I want to support my fellow makers, and I'd love to see some of that support in return. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you are new here, it is very belated, but hi, hello, welcome. Make sure that you are subscribed and you click the bell notification so you don't miss when I actually talk about these in depth. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope to see you guys again soon. And it would really mean the world to me if you enjoy illustration, watercolor, if you like my art, if you would read my watercolor webcomic, 7-Inch Kara, at 7inchkara.com. It follows the adventures of miniature Lilliputian Kara as she explores the wider world, discovers a huge family secret, and makes friends with some very different people. Again, you can read it for free at 7inchkara.com, and I would love to hear what you think of it. You can reach out to me via Discord. I will put a link to my Discord server down in the description. I know it's been a while since I've done that. And I hope to see you guys again soon with an art supply review, first look at, demonstration, or tutorial. Bye, guys.